All right. Hello,
Yes,
Mr. Mike. Welcome. I'm happy to be interviewing you about your show, Night Trax. I know Night
yes,
Trax airs every second Wednesday morning from midnight
yes,
to 2. And I had spoken to you recently because we were doing the phone rooms together for
yes,
funding drive during Junior Smith's show. And you had
yes.
mentioned to me that it's going to be your 10-year anniversary on CKCU. So when is that happening exactly so people can tune in?
It's going to be it's going to be the it's going to be the late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Will be January 23rd and the 24th at midnight.
Oh, okay. So January 24th?
Yes,
Cool. All right. So we'll have to stay awake and make sure that we can listen to it then. But if not, shows are always available on demand, right? So people can go back and listen. So 10 years is a long time.
yes,
Um,
it is.
how did you get involved with CKCU?
It was right around August 2011. It was just I hit after just a few weeks after my dad's passing, who was sadly passed on August 1st of 2011. I had a dream, in a vision. I wanted to go back to school, and I said it was my dream to get into broadcasting and community radio. In September 2011, I actually went back to school for and started my training, and it lasted about a little over 2 years until about the near the end of December 2013.
Oh, so you went to school for broadcasting.
I actually did technically went to school. I went back to. It was currently me going. It was actually me going back to school. After 16 years, I wanted to go back and take my course and actually did my training for about a little over 2 years.
Cool. And so you decided to volunteer for CKCU then to get,
Yes,
was that to get experience doing broadcasting?
yes.
Great. And so, how long did it take you for you to get your show? Did you have to practice a lot or do a lot of volunteering?
Yes, I did. That took me a little over 2 years.
Oh, 2 years. Okay. I know, especially back in the day, we would all have to wait like a month, sometimes years to get our own show and
Yes.
do a fair bit of training and do our share doing volunteering and fill-ins. So you've been doing your show for over 10 years now. What
Close
sort
to 10 years.
Yeah, almost 10 years. So, what sort of stuff do you play on your show? Like, do you play music? Do you do interviews?
I mostly focused on music from the 1970s and 80s, which my huge library of LPs and 45s, which I've collected over the years.
Cool. How many do you think you have?
I'm not sure, but one of my main focuses is actually focusing on music that radio has forgotten about. Rarities, lost gems, and some of my favorites as well.
Cool. And what do you think your rarest LP is?
That's a good one. That's a good question. Got quite a few of them, and that's a hard one to decide. But one of my but definitely I like to focus on the. From time to time, I do play long tracks. Anything that's over 7 minutes.
Oh, yeah, especially doing a night show, right?
Yes,
And do you pre-record your show or do you go into the studio?
I've actually my show is it's actually live and local from midnight till 2 a.m.
Wow. So you actually go into the studio at midnight and do it all the way to 2 a.m. Are you a night
Yes,
owl? Would you
I
describe
am pretty
yourself as a night
much.
owl? Oh,
Yes, I am.
you're nice. Yeah, I go to bed around 9 for me to stay up for my show at 10, it's a bit of a
Mhm.
stretch. So I admire your ability to do that.
Yes, I did
Um,
and of course, actually, the first 6 years when I did it was actually 2 to 7 a.m. when I did the original overnighter.
yeah, that's a lot of time to fill 5 hours.
It was.
Great. Well, I'm glad that you're bringing back those forgotten songs and gems of music that often get overlooked, right, for the more
Yes,
mainstream stuff. That's what CKCU is all about. So, what
yes.
has kept you going, on the radio for all these years?
Crediting a lot of my success, of course, to my family, friends, my fellow athletes in the Special Olympics, Ontario, Ottawa Eastern District, and most importantly, my listeners. But I credit a lot of my success to my late parents. Sadly, they've since both passed on. My mom passed on in 2006 at age 53, and my dad was passed on at 71 in August of 2011. But
Mm.
even though they're not here with me physically, they're with me in spirit, and I credit. I I'm pretty sure they would be really proud of what I've done today.
Oh, so you're thinking of them when you do things like have your radio
Yes,
show, and I'm glad you alluded to your accomplishments in the Special
yes,
Olympics, because that
yes,
like I mentioned to Chris White from Canadian Spaces that I was interviewing you, and he sent me a couple articles that were
yes.
done about you and your participation in the Special Olympics and winning gold. Can you tell me a
Yes.
bit about that? How did you first get involved doing that?
It
Was it
was around 2014 when I cut when one of my friends got me the joint, and actually started in 5 pin bowling. And then over the years, I picked my sports started to pick up. In 2 years later, I went into track and field, and in 2016 started track and field, and then started basketball. Then over the years, I started picking up the pace. Now compete in bocce, soccer, athletics, volleyball, basketball, and now 5 pin bowling.
5 pin bowling? Fun. Okay, and you actually won some gold medals in the Special
I have.
Olympics. Where did that Special Olympics take place?
It was the 2017 of summer provincials in Peel region in Mississauga, Brampton. Then then a couple months later, I got selected to represent Team Ontario at the 2018 Summer Nationals in my home province of Nova Scotia, which I'm originally from. I'm originally from the Annapolis Valley in the town of Berwick, but was competing in Antigonish.
Oh, nice. And do you have
And then
family out there that came to see you?
yes, actually they were supposed to see me, but unfortunately because of unforeseen circumstances, they couldn't make it. But they were watching the results online
And what did you win gold in?
for track and field.
Track and field. Okay. And did you win something in shot put as well? Or you
Yes, I
compete?
did. Yes, I did. But my big claim to fame would be in 2019 when I represented Team Canada at the World Games in Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
Oh, cool. So you went to Dubai for that. That must have been crazy.
Yes, 14-hour flight from Toronto to Abu Dhabi. Then it was like another 2 hours by bus to Dubai.
Wow, you must have been tired after that.
It was a long flight and a long bus ride.
Yeah, but you got to compete.
Yes, and I got to compete with some of my fellow athletes from pretty much from across the globe, including Japan, Australia, and the United States.
Wow. And what sports did you compete in there?
For at track and field, it was a 100-meter run and shot put, and I came back a double gold medalist, 2-time world champion.
Wow, cool. That's amazing. I don't know that I ever have met an Olympic athlete, so I'm glad that I've got to meet one. And
Yes,
I really admire your accomplishments,
yes,
especially not having the support of parents being with you, but you carrying that in spirit is quite a beautiful
yes.
thing. Yeah. Well, you're such an accomplished guy. And so tell me a little bit more about yourself. What else do you do in your time?
When I'm not competing in sports and when I'm not on air, I usually collect vintage albums and 45s, hanging out with my friends and family, and most importantly, of course, helping those who might need a bit of a helping hand.
Oh, that is so nice. I think, we're also lucky to have you in our community, and we're very lucky to have you at CKCU. I know you
Yes,
did really well at Funding Drive too,
yes,
I just want to congratulate you on all the good work and on your 10th anniversary coming up, January
yes,
24th. And
yes,
so I encourage all those to listening or watching to go online and comment on the interactive chat for Mike's show
yes,
on the
yes,
January 24th, even if you have to set an alarm
yes,
and make yourself get up at midnight to do it.
yes.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. Thanks for doing the interview.
Thank
And
you.
I will be tuning in.
Yes.